Well, good afternoon and welcome to another special edition of Main Street Sports. This is our St. Louis Blues edition. The Blues have made the playoffs, took them to the very last night to do it, but I myself was actually there to see it happen, so it was a lot of fun. But we've got a couple guests that we're going to have on today here. We're going to have Ron Backley from, he's known as the Towel Guy, and Towel Man is going to be with us here. And I actually got him right here. Hey, Mr. Towel Man, how are you, sir?
I'm doing good, doing good. My
Hey,
pleasure to be here.
absolutely, absolutely. I just wanted to catch up with you. It's been a few years, it's been 3 or 4 years since we've talked with you live and whatnot. But wanted to catch up with you, just kind of get your take on a few things. But before we get started, let's go way back to when the Towel Man wasn't even the Towel Man. How did the Towel Man become about?
Well, it's only 35 years ago. You're testing me here already with my memory. Um, a gentleman, a priest friend of mine, Monsignor Midas. He was at our parish, and when he found out I liked hockey, he was letting me know that he was going to go to Peoria. This was back when Twist and Chase and Plager, Bob Plager was coach, and they had a fantastic year down there. And he wanted to know if I wanted to go, and so I obliged. It was about a 3 hour trip, and so we get down there, and we see the Peoria Rivermen. They had a spectacular year. I think they won 18 straight that year and
Hmm.
won the Turner's Cup. So watching the game, they score. Somebody stands on a platform. The gentleman's name I found out later is Pete Martin, and he's standing on the platform. He waves the towel. They count the goal. No big deal. They score again. He does the same thing. So after about the third, fourth goal, you see all 10,000 people chiming in, doing this, and we're like, this is pretty cool. So Matt Midas, he goes, there's something that we can bring back to St. Louis. If anybody can pull that off, you could. Didn't think too much about it. Got back to St. Louis. After about a week going to a game, we thought, well, we're going to try. We'll see what we can do. So I brought a towel, and I told about a dozen people in section. We were in 206 back then. I told about a dozen people. We saw this in Peoria. We're going to try and start this here.
Nice.
So we get up, we scored. I got the bat towel, which I learned was too big because I was hitting people in the head when I was swinging it. I got
I can't
called every
imagine that.
name in the book. Got called every name in the book. Sit down, you idiot! What are you doing? You're blocking my view.
Right.
So I learned. Went to a shorter towel, and um, just continued to do it. I wasn't smart enough to stop. So took about 3 years for it to catch on. This was before jumbotrons and all those things
Right.
had any impact. But it was neat because you would see our section and then the next two sections, and then after a couple goals, then it would go to two more and then two more, and eventually made its way all the way around the arena, which was very
Nice.
cool. And after the third year, I think the fourth year, we moved into the new building. So now we had the jumbotron to help with that, and it made it go much faster. But never dreamed it would turn into this. But just still having fun with it.
And the rest is history, my friend. 35 years
There you
later.
go. There you go.
How about that? How about that? My friends, I see you all the time, and I was actually a couple of sections over from you or Tuesday night for the clincher, and boy, the atmosphere to me was the best I've seen all season long. And I want to talk about the season. I mean, obviously we had a pretty kind of up and down season until Four Nations, and then Four Nations hit, and we caught fire. I want to talk to you a little bit about what you felt like up to the Four Nations, kind of the vibe of the fans and whatnot, and then maybe just your thoughts of the team, and then also after Four Nations, how that's kind of just completely turned to 180.
Beforehand, you kind of knew we were still in retool, rebuild, whatever you want to call it. We were revamping, however you want to put that. And it seemed very frustrating to go see the games. That did. It always looked like they were trying, but the continuity of the team just wasn't there. As the passes were more, instead of purposeful, they were more a prayerful pass. I'm going to put it in the area, and I hope one of my guys get it. So, uh, but you could see as it started to build, the Holloway and that trade was just unbelievable. I'm not even going to call it a trade. I'm going to call it a steal.
Yeah.
And Broberg. I mean, those two guys coming fresh off of a Stanley Cup, a breath of fresh air. But bringing in Suter, the experience that he still wanted to play, and then bring in Fowler. My gosh,
Right.
it's those. So, although we wanted the team to play better, I always knew Army was doing everything he could to put the best product out on the ice. And but I don't think anyone expected after the Four Nations tournament that finally Benner gets his adieu. I for years, from the get go, for over 50 years, we said, oh, if we could just get a playoff goalie, just get a playoff goalie. And 2 years ago, I guess it was 2 years ago, when Husso come up, and Benner had a slow year, and it's like, oh, just the rumors of trading him made me sick,
Right.
because it's like the season don't matter. You just got to get to the dance.
Right.
And so just a lot of things that to come together, and the Four Nations, what a great showcase for Pareko
Absolutely.
and Benner. And finally, I think Canada believes in Benner now. You get the big game,
Yeah.
and he's there when it's important.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
yeah. So, but when they said there's 23 games left and we're going to have to win 18 of them, realistically, I thought that's a very tall order. I just don't see how that's possible. But my gosh, what an absolute turnaround, and getting these guys to believe it. Again, there's a lot of the atmosphere and the feelings of 1819.
Sure.
And as we all know,
Yeah.
you just got to, if you get there, anything can happen.
That's absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. We're going to take a quick break and we're going to bring Ron back here at the end of our show here. I'm going to get Ron's prediction on this series and maybe beyond. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Hello, I'm Josh, lead pastor here at Faith Community, and I want to invite you to spend Easter with us at one of our 3 opportunities. Service times this year are 8:30, 10, and 11:30, and we would love nothing more than for you and your family to come celebrate the resurrection of Jesus Christ with us on Easter Sunday. You can get all the information online at faithcommunity.co. Look forward to seeing you here.
We are back with another segment here of our Main Street Sports Blues edition here. And we've got on the line a special guest here, Tom Calhoun, the voice of the St. Louis Blues, the PA announcer here, down. Always think you're down on the bottom, but you're actually up high now, correct? Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm up in the press box area, Ray. The virus back in 2020 caused the league to move all of us public address announcers up to the press box area. So I guess we didn't breathe our terrible air onto the players. And they found out when they did that we could still do our job fairly effectively up at the press box level. And I don't think it's ever going to revert to the way it was,
Yeah.
although I'd like it to. And I think a lot of the other PA guys would like it to. But it is what it is, and there's some pluses and minuses to be in the press box area, but that's the deal currently, and I think for the future.
Absolutely, absolutely. Tom, give us a little story on how you became the PA announcer for the Blues.
Well, yeah, I was working in radio at KXOK Radio at the time. This is in the mid '80s, and at the time, the KXOK had the rights to broadcast Blues games. Up until then, it was with KMOX. And Dan Kelly and Ron Jacober were the main sports guys at KXOK, and I was there as a part-time host and also producer for the sports department. And it just so happened in the middle of the 86-87 season that Charlie Hodges, who had been the public address announcer for the team and who had been working in the front office for the team, he took a job with Anheuser-Busch, which did not allow him to continue on as the PA guy for the Blues. And Mr. Kelly and Mr. Jacober recommended me to Susie Matthew with the Blues as a potential replacement. So I went and talked to Susie, and she asked if I'd fill in for the rest of the season, and then they'd find a permanent person for the next year. Well, I filled in as a favor for the rest of that season. She asked me to come back for the next season. After thinking about it, I said, nah, I don't think so, because we're barely paying anything. And it was also a time when I wanted to watch my kids' games and concerts and things at school and so forth. And I said, it's a lot of time invested for very little remuneration. And so she said, well, we really like what you're doing, and we will make it worth your while. And they did. And so 1,730 games later, here I am still doing the PA for the Blues.
The rest is history. How about that, huh?
Yeah,
that is incredible, and you've become the iconic voice now of Blues hockey when fans come to Enterprise Center, and to me, it's funny. I'll tell a little story here. Every time I'm at a game and we get to about a minute to go, I will say, "How much time do we have left, Tom?" I say that, and people are like,
"You're that guy, huh?"
And so I hear 1 minute to go in this period. So, it's really, really cool. But yeah, the iconic voice, and man, just stood the test of time too. And you're still rolling here. I love that. Wanted to maybe just ask you real quick, maybe some of the greatest experiences you maybe have come across, and it might not necessarily even be blues related, but maybe a blues related, maybe not a blues related one, but maybe some ideas or thoughts on experiences that you've had because you've been an announcer with the Blues or beyond.
Well, the greatest experience by a long shot was being on the stage underneath the arch at the end of the Stanley Cup parade in 2019, and being able to introduce the team in front of 500,000 or 300,000, however many the fans were that crowded the arch grounds. That was pretty much a surreal experience, being up on the stage for that and looking out over that amazing group that assembled under the arch. And nothing really would top that. I mean, there's been a lot of little experiences along the way that happened during games, before games, after games. I always tell the story about the night of the Tim Shovelday, Curtis Joseph fight in 1993, and Bob Probert from the Red Wings getting put in the penalty box right next to me, and trying to go up into the stands after a couple of fans, and I grab him by the trunks, and I don't know what I was thinking, and he didn't know what I was thinking, and said, "You don't want to do that." And so, I've told that story several times.
Wow.
And that's a memorable one for sure. The late Bob Probert, the toughest guy in the NHL, and I'm trying to keep him in the penalty box.
Did he say it as nice? Did he say it as nice as you just explained it? Because I kind of
no. Of course, it was pretty rough language.
Yeah, but, I can imagine.
But it was that's one that I recall, and there's been several others along the way, but those two are pretty much at the top of the list, in game and outside of the game.
Excellent, great stories. Appreciate that. So, we've had a couple of years off here, and now we made it in by the whisker of our chinny chin chin this year. Just real quick overview and thoughts of the season and what you think could happen in the playoffs here.
Well, the season itself, Ray, has a lot of similarities to the Stanley Cup year in 2019. Change of coaches early in the season. We've got a good luck charm. Back in 2019, it was Layla Anderson, and this year it's Jobu. So there's some, magical little side things happening that seem to mirror that year. So if you're a believer in that sort of magic, we might have some interesting times ahead. But as far as hockey is concerned, I think what you've got is a proven goaltender in Jordan Binnington. You've got a proven leader in Braden Shen. You've got some young guys who've come in to really energize the group, the Brobergs, the Holloways, Zach Bolduc's becoming a star, I think. And, you've got some real interesting chemistry there. So, I wouldn't be surprised if they go on a pretty good long run here in the playoffs. But at the same time, you have to understand their first round opponent was the best team in the NHL this year. So it's a tough task. But if you're going to win the Stanley Cup, you got to beat all the good guys anyway. So it's always fun to just be in the tournament, and we'll just take it as it comes, and hopefully it's all good.
Sometimes it's good to just get the best team out of the way and and make your run. I think that could be the mentality. Hopefully it's not overconfidence, but I think this is a great matchup, and same matchup from the 2019 run too. So I think a lot of that quote unquote magic could definitely play a part of that. So Tom, I appreciate you, man, just popping on here real quick and just giving us a few minutes of your time. And we hugely support everything that you do and love everything that you do out there for the Blues and beyond. And I know you guys just got done doing the Frozen's 4, because I know you posted some stuff about that as well. So that was always fun. But appreciate you, and I hope to catch up with you again sometime.
I appreciate being on, Ray, with you, and always happy to talk a little Blues hockey with great fans like yourself. So thanks for having me.
Appreciate it. Tom Calhoun, and we'll be back with more special guests.
Hi, this is Bill Rubel with APB Storage. APB Storage is a locally owned and operated family business that offers the best storage solutions in the Jefferson County area. Our electronic gate gives you 24-hour access to your storage unit, and our state-of-the-art security system provides peace of mind and security. All of the units provide an easy access drive-up doors to allow a stress-free way to your unit. Come see why people prefer the APB storage experience. Give us a call at 636-464-5629 or visit us online at apbstorage.com.
Well, greetings, folks, and we wanted to pop on here real quick just to give a little celebration and a congrats to the St. Louis Blues here for making the playoffs. Had to wait till the very, very last day to do it, but hey, that's why you play 82 games. I've got Jeremy Boyer on the line with us here today. He's the organist over at the Blues. He's got the best seat in the house, I really think, because I've been up there a couple of times. But Jeremy, how you doing, my friend?
Doing great. How are you, Ray?
Awesome. I wanted to just maybe kind of get with you. I know, how many years have you been with the Blues now?
It's my 18th season.
18th season, and you're also the organist for the Cardinals. How many years have you done the Cardinals?
This is my 14th season playing for the Cardinals.
Holy moly. You are a seasoned veteran when it comes to the organist position there, my friend. Good stuff. So I wanted to just kind of touch base with you. We're a day away from the first round of the playoffs. The Blues made it in. You and I both were at the game this past Tuesday, and I wanted to just get your take on that particular game, but also, the season in general before the Four Nations and after the Four Nations. So give us your thoughts. I mean, I felt like the game Tuesday was an amazing game to where we were just kind of we've already gotten a small little piece of the puzzle here of what it's like to play playoff hockey. Your thoughts?
I mean, I feel like the boys have been in that mode for the last, well, I don't know, for the last maybe 2 or 3 weeks, really. I mean, there were games where even, 2 or 3 weeks ago where the building's buzzing, the Blues were on that win streak. A friend of mine actually asked, he said, hey, I want to get tickets for my wife. What would be a good game to go to? And I'm like, man, right now, any of them are good. The building is electric. The team's playing really well. Every night felt like a playoff game, and it really kind of was to a degree because we needed every point we got in order to get into the playoffs. So every night was important, and the building reflected that with the energy from the crowd.
Absolutely, absolutely. Give us maybe your vibe before the Four Nations and then after the Four Nations here, because I know definitely there's no doubt about it that Four Nations was a spark for the Blues to be able to go on that 12-game winning streak. But before that, give us maybe your thoughts, just the crowds, the kind of the vibe of what Enterprise Center was like before the Four Nations and after.
Well, I mean, really, I know there's been a lot of connections to 2019, and there is a lot of parallels. We played poorly the first half of the season. We fired the coach, got a new coach, went on a long winning streak. In fact, this year we won one more game this year in that 12-game winning streak than we won in 2019 with the 11-game winning streak that season. And then just got hot and rolled right into the playoffs. So there's a lot of connections with that, how that played out. But, I think Jim Montgomery brought in his vision, and he has a lot of experience, and he was with that 2019 team as well as an assistant coach, and he was with Dallas before that on a couple of deep Stanley Cup playoff runs, and he played for this organization as well, and I think that combination of experience as a coach and a player has been reflected in how the team has played, and I think that's been a big reason why we are doing what we're doing is because of Jim Montgomery and coming in and kind of turning the ship around. Not only that, but like the Four Nations, I think was a big morale booster for Jordan Binnington. Not that he played poorly before the season, but he's just been a man on a mission ever since. And, I tweeted the other day that playoff Binnington has been activated, and playoff Binnington is a whole other level. 2019, 2022 before the unfortunate Kadri incident,
Right.
injuring him. But then in the Four Nations as well, Binnington was a man on a mission, and he's a whole other level in playoffs.
I agree, completely agree. I mean, I think Binnington's been in playoff mode for a few weeks here at least, so good stuff there. Give us your thoughts maybe on, what you think is going to end up happening here in the playoffs. Is this a one series? Could this be a two series? Could they shock the world and go all the way?
Well, I mean, you really don't ever know, and especially even in hockey, I feel like it's a little bit more open than in other sports. In football, I feel like the number one seeds are pretty much those guys are the guys who are going to get in, and it's very rare that they get upset too often. But in hockey, it's a little bit different. I mean, think about the 2000 or the 1999 team that won the President's Trophy for the Blues. They got beat in the first round. How many teams have won the President's Trophy for the best record and then
Exactly.
lost in the first round? So you never know. And then on the other hand, both of the last two times the LA Kings have won a Stanley Cup, they were the last seed in.
Right.
So I mean, I feel like the Blues have as good a chance as anybody. We're kind of hot at the right time. We're going in, playing well, and our goaltending is good. So, and again, just like 2019, we opened up in Winnipeg. So
Yeah.
why not?
Good stuff. Good stuff. Well, man, we appreciate the time, and just wanted to grab you for a minute because I was thinking about you, especially being over there for the last game of the season. Saw Snuggerud's first goal of the season, which was really exciting, even though it was kind of a fluke goal, and everybody was kind of like, oh, that went in, so that was kind of a cool goal. But very cool times, and appreciate your time, sir.
Hey, appreciate it, Ray.
Jeremy Boyer from the St. Louis Blues. He is the organist. He is the man, the myth, the legend. And we're back here with Ron Backley here Ron, my friend, let's end this whole thing up here right now. I'm very interested to hear what your prediction is for this round and beyond, possibly. But from the towel man's mouth, his prediction, and here we go.
All right, and this is a guarantee. The team that scores the most goals will win, and the team to win 4 games in each series will move on and win the cup. How's that? Guaranteed.
Oh man, that is such kind of a letdown. No, come on. I want to know your honest gut feeling here.
My gut feeling is, I think with where we're at, I think we can take this first series, and that if nothing else, this is just a great setup for these guys to get a team experience moving forward, so that everybody's on the same page there. The chemistry's there, and I like the fact the matchup, and this is back in 1819. There were so many little behind the scenes stories,
right?
And this one starts. Winnipeg starts the season with an 11-game winning streak.
Right.
We end the season with a 12-game winning streak. We've got the goalies. We've got the same matchup as in the Four Nations tournament. What a great matchup that is. But the teams, I know with what just happened, I would not want to be playing the Blues in the first round.
Me neither.
and the fact that we're playing the best team, they're like, oh no, we drew the best team. If you're going to beat the best team, we're as healthy as we're going to be right now. So get them, take care of them, take one game at a time, and you get past these guys, and there's theoretically no reason that you can't do it. So I like our odds in the first round. I say it 50-50.
There you go. Might be a long series, I think, if it ends up being like that. But we talk about, the playoffs being such a grind. And, that's exactly what they did in 2019. It was a grind. I mean, 6 and 7 games. And so, anything can happen. I mean, I think things look great for them if they come out of the first round. I think it ends up throwing. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, nobody said you got to win 4 in a row.
That's right.
And
That's
had we started our winning streak tonight, we'd be in the finals.
Yep. There you go. So how about that? Ron Backley, appreciate you, my friend. And we're going to close things out here. Thanks again for being a part of our Main Street Sports Blues edition. And as always, go Blues, my friend.
I want to tell everybody out there, thanks for all the support, and know that every fan in that building is just as important as what I'm doing. You're there. The team needs the support. And it's St. Louis is a great city, great fans. I love it. And I always like to end with to go out and be the friend you want your friends to be. Let's go Blues.
Absolutely. Appreciate that, man. Thanks for being with us today here on Main Street Sports. Have a great day.
You have a better one.
Thanks for watching today's broadcast. Any unauthorized use of this broadcast without the express written consent of